Most of you know, people are asking us every day, I live in Northern California. We want to retire. Where do we go? Where are the options? And I'm so excited to be talking to this gentleman today. His name is Paul Dunham. And Paul is a longtime real estate agent and broker in the Reno area. So welcome, Paul. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah. So Paul, one of the things, you and I've chatted about this before we went on, video today is, just the Bay Area. So many people are thinking about retiring and moving. And one of the biggest complaints that I get or concerns is, my grandkids are here, my family's here. So I think the Reno, Carson, Minden, your whole market is such a great alternative, tax friendly, and yet they're not very far away.
It's one of our biggest feeds of clients is people that don't want to have to jump on a plane to see family, people that have kids that made soccer tournaments, that made playoffs, that just want to jump in the car for the day and come back. It's a huge feed for our market because you get those tax protections, but still a quick car ride away from family.
Exactly. It's not like they're moving across the country and they get to be close to their family. So tell us, I want you to tell us a little bit about, often Bay Area families have spent time in Reno, but they might not have investigated, communities, neighborhoods, the type of housing, things like that. So I know you're going to share a lot about what makes your area, real retirement downsize friendly. So we could just jump right in.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll focus mostly today on the single family markets, floor plans, areas that offer them. That's where most of our retirement clients head to. A lot of them focus on the actual 55 and plus communities, and then a lot of them focus on just a normal single family home. Monthly costs can be far lower. And then we also have some tricks and tools to help them build nest eggs from the proceeds of the sale of their home from your market as well. So we can dive into that. Shall I jump into slides?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
And this is so much fun too. So my husband's family, he was born and raised in Reno, and we lived there for a number of years. So I know your area well, although it was like late 80s since I lived there. So things have really changed. You guys have grown.
Yeah, I remember you said that. Yeah, it's a world, and I've been here 16 years. And even then it's still night and day. It changes so quickly. We have so much extra space compared to a lot of regions. So massive growth in a short amount of time is achievable here. And we're seeing that so quickly compared to other regions.
Yeah.
Let's dive into slides. So just a couple overviews here. A lot of folks do focus on the greater Reno Sparks area as well as Carson, the larger, let's call them metropolitan areas for our size because of the access to hospitals. We do have some markets where a lot of retirees will go to, but then it's going to be a little more of a car ride to hospitals and medical care. So we have Northern Nevada Medical Center, that's closer to Sparks. We have Renown. There's also, not in this picture, St. Mary's, where my son was born. They're very close, big hospital concepts. We have the VA, actually not far from my office here. And then in Carson City down south, then we have a very large Tahoe Carson Hospital in the north part of town as well. And everything's within 5-10 minutes for those doctor's appointments. That's one of our biggest decision makers for our clients is how close is it to hospitals. So we always take that into consideration on our tours.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big deal. Now, do you guys have like Kaiser there? I couldn't recall. I can't remember.
We don't. No, and I'm from Oregon originally, and we did have Kaiser in those large networks. We don't have that here. I don't even know if Vegas has it, but definitely in Northern Nevada, they do not exist.
Okay, just curious.
Yeah. Some of the more popular things, a lot of people don't know how close we are to Tahoe. Every time I talk to people in the Midwest, the East Coast, I'm from Reno, they go, oh, cool, Las Vegas. I have to get on a plane to go to Las Vegas. Right. So I'm closer to San Francisco than I am Vegas. I'm also very close to Tahoe, which is really fun. So we ski every weekend. It's about a 40-minute drive from my house to get to Tahoe. So that's a really fun part of our region. A lot of our outdoor active retired clients, half the thing that draws them here is the Tahoe proximity. Cost of living in Tahoe extremely high, but then we can still reap the benefits of its communities just down the hill in Gardnerville, Carson, Sparks, and Reno. Lots of golf courses as well. Those have been expanding actually. In the previous real estate boom, 2005, 2006, we haven't really seen much golf course expansion since, but some great private courses. PGA Tour does come by in the Tahoe area. And then we also have the Barracuda Championship at Montreux, which is our nicest golf course in our area, private community that's invite only.
Yeah, a lot of we live in an area where we're surrounded by golf courses. So you have a lot of golfers, a lot of people that do outdoor activities of all sorts, biking. And I know you guys have some nice trails in your area too, but golf courses are big for locals here. So that's awesome that you have beautiful courses there.
Yeah, because I mean, even some of our neighborhoods, but right up to the Sierra Nevadas. So we do have a lot of mountain biking for the summer, the spring. Then a lot of people mountain bike into the fall. We have the Truckee River for fishing. We have Pyramid for fishing. So a lot of freshwater fishing. People come and visit just for that. So we do have true 4-season outdoor activity, which is really nice. A little rough this year with the smoke, but in general seasons, we always have full season activities. Very, very outdoorsy area. That's what drew me here. Was I did not realize how outdoors of a community we live in. And I had to come visit it to see it. And it was completely enlightening. People who are local don't spend a lot of time in the casino downtown area. We spend more time in an area called Midtown, just south. Really great restaurants. A lot of Bay Area, San Francisco influence of those restaurants. So it's really fun to have that. We didn't have that for a lot of years.
Nice.
So let's dive into 55 and plus communities first, and we'll dive into kind of the general areas. One of the most popular ones that, especially from your market, that people move to is the Del Webb community. It is in the northwest part of our town. So to jump on the 80, which is the straight shot to your market, this is the closest one. So we deal with a lot of pilots who are based out of the Bay Area. We deal with a lot of folks who still operate in Truckee, still have to regularly report to the Bay Area. This is going to be your access to the Bay Area is Del Webb. There's always homes for sale. We do find people who are very mobile live there. They enjoy Reno, and then Del Webb is a brand. So some people are very loyal to this brand. So they'll jump to the Arizona market, they'll jump to other markets and bounce around. So there's always for sale. It's not rare inventory there. There's constantly selection and options. And they do have on this left picture here, one of the most exclusive clubhouses that our community has to offer. It just so happens to be 55 and older, but our winters do get cold here. We do have snow here. The pools are inside. Lots of indoor space as well as some great outdoor space as well, unique only to the Del Webb community.
Nice. Yeah, Del Webb's popular. I've had several clients that have moved into your area, into the Del Webb. Now, do they have any brand new construction still, or is it all resale?
They're done. Del Webb is done. Yep,
Okay.
Del Webb is done, but it's a humongous community. So it is our resale market. Still fantastic homes, all one-story homes. They're even really conscious just the demographic. They have red lights on their patio so that if one of the homeowners is in distress, they can turn that on so the neighborhood knows that homeowner actually needs help. Every home has that.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Their HOAs include snow removal. So a lot of these folks live in multiple areas and live in our area just for tax purposes. We do not have state income tax. So a lot of times they use us as their primary. So they are often gone for a month or two. So it is nice because it's a very low maintenance design. Regency, where you have, that's one of our newer concepts. By newer, within the last 5 years. Toll Brothers concept, that's a huge growing concept right now in our area that wasn't here at the start of my career. So Toll Brothers is doing a great job investing in the 55 and plus community for new construction. And there's 2 in the south that are very much already hitting the resale markets and the new build markets, and then they're expanding into our Sparks area, which is in the northwest part of our greater metro area.
Yeah, we have a lot of Toll Brothers developments in our area too. So they're already like well respected and well received. So that's great for people to know that. Yeah.
Yes. This is we do have a couple of communities on the both in Carson City and Sparks that aren't amenity driven. It's really just quiet neighborhood 55 and older community driven. So very minimal amenities, but the residents in there are only 55 and over. Via Toscana is in our Sparks area. So again, this is going to be a very minimal amenities, but the translation of that is low HOA fees. And then we have another one in Carson. Is our sign on here? Minden also has them as well. Minden and Gardnerville, I kind of treat interchangeably. They are very much very unique communities, but just like how we say Reno Sparks, Minden Gardnerville is we deem one and the same. Very, very close to Sierra's beautiful terrain. It overlooks the back end of Heavenly Ski Resort, and then but blends together now as the greater Minden Gardnerville community. Very, very far more quiet than the Reno area. A lot less industry, still diverse industry, but nothing at the caliber of our Reno Sparks area.
Right. And I know the last slide you had looked like pricing was right around the 600,000 for that Del Webb. Is that similar with these other developments as well? Can you do?
Yeah. So I pulled apart two versions just for our market. I pulled October sales just to give you an idea of really if you were getting the market data, what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of Del Webb, that was the Northwest Reno one, the closest access to your market. The last average sales price was $598.
Perfect.
For the Gardnerville area right now, they're bouncing in the low 600s. Gardnerville, from an income standpoint, has always been higher than Reno. All of the demographics from a dollar standpoint has always been a hint above Reno, which translates just a hint higher prices. The Regency properties, they are new construction homes. They run in the 7s and 8s pretty consistently, but again, it's new home products. And then let's see here, the Via Toscana ones, again, because of the lack of amenities, it's more just straight, simple, quiet living. Those are selling in the high 400s. 475 was one of the more recent sales there. It's a very small community, so it's not a very high turnover area, say, such as Del Webb or some of the other ones we mentioned.
Right. No, that's wonderful. It gives people a lot of affordability options because, average price here, they might sell a home for, 2 million and then go there and spend 7. That's a really, that's a great strategy. And I know we're going to be talking about another tool that people can use to really, keep some of their cash too. So we'll talk about that.
Yes, we use those tools a lot. We'll chat about it in a little bit here. Yeah, it's a great nest egg strategy tool moving from your market to mine because you're able to recuperate a lot of your equity, keep it in your checking account, and we have some other tools to help that further.
Yeah.
I can't see my screen here. Which one is this one? So this is Dayton. So Dayton, we upsell a lot for our retired communities. A lot of people are accustomed to the days of 300,000 for nice houses and so forth. Reno has kind of come and gone in that market for the time being. Dayton is alive and well. So we are constantly upselling our clients who are trying to be in a certain price point to consider Dayton. It's a bedroom community. There's not a lot of industry. It's only residential. There's actually a great golf course there. And so just to give you an idea of Dayton, for the last sales price is $425,000. It is one of the most affordable markets in our area, and these are very much representative homes in those price ranges.
How far is Dayton from Reno?
It's more close to Carson City.
Okay.
So if you take Reno and Sparks, Carson City is 20 minutes south.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dayton is going to be about 20 minutes east of Carson. So
That's pretty close. Yeah.
It is. And it's all freeway driving. It's all highway driving. A lot of folks who are not in the retirement demographic do work in Carson City and then live in Dayton because it's far grander homes, larger lots, those type of things. And like I mentioned, it's a Jack Nicklaus golf course in Dayton. So it's actually a really nice golf course out by itself because Dayton is more of a bedroom community.
That's great.
Yeah, Fernley is also another great area. So a lot of our folks that are, just to give you an idea of price point, last month for October, 380,000 was the average price point of homes just like these. So this was the one-story home market. Yeah, fantastic. We get a lot of folks that are really now trying to focus on nest egg, trying to focus on not moving their equity to real estate equity, but liquidating it. And this is a market that we really push. Now, the trade-off on that is medical resources are going to be a little bit of a drive here. So it's about 45 minutes to the major hospitals from this area. But we do help a lot of retirees who aren't in medical care focus. There's a great population like that is very much open to this market. Lots of RV parking too. So we sell this a lot to our folks that want to travel in RVs, but then use these as base camps. They can park their motorhome right along the side. I think the two on the left, I think the one on the right has RV, the upper right on this one, but RV parking really normal in Fernley, Dayton as well. So we do sell them to a lot of base camp folks who want to live in their RV, but still have a base camp.
Travel around. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So overall, one of the biggest things that we use, and I know we're going to touch on that right now, is let's jump to the Fernley market as an example, is reverse mortgage for purchase. So I know you'd like to, I can elaborate, or if you'd like to bring up the topic, but it's a really powerful tool we use here.
Well, no, it's a wonderful tool, and I'll let you explain, go over the details, but a lot of people have a very big misunderstanding about what reverse mortgage really is. And I know we have a reverse mortgage specialist we work with all the time, and reverse mortgage is just like any other loan. The only difference is you can reserve part of your money and you don't make a payment. So it actually is, it gives people more freedom to save their cash. So I'll let you walk them through how that works.
Yeah. So a lot of times we'll get clients from your market that'll call us and say, hey, I've lived in my home for, X number of years, 10 years, 20 years, what have you. I'm going to sell it for the 1.1, 1.5. I'm getting a check for 500. I want to live in your market. I want to pay cash.
Yeah.
So the problem with paying cash is you don't have cash after you're done. It's sitting in your house. So one of the tools that we propose, and it's not for everybody, but everybody should research it. If you're a cash buyer in the retirement market, you need to consider this just as an option. Basically what it does, it allows you to double your purchasing power and then setting some of it aside. So let's use easy numbers. Let's say you sell a house for $1 million. Let's say that you have a mortgage for 400 and you're going to get a check for 600, just really quick numbers.
Okay.
You come to my market, you want to pay 600 for a house cash. What I'll propose to you is instead of paying 600 cash, why don't you only use 300 of it? Why don't you put the other 300 in the bank for emergencies, for incidentals, for protection, and then only put 300 in your home. Then you use a reverse mortgage for purchase for the other half. The nice part is that it's a retirement product, government backed. It's an FHA government backed product, and it's designed for retired citizens to double their purchasing power. So then
they don't make a payment, right?
They don't make a payment. So there's no payment. Yep. So now, just like how you buy cash, you don't want to pay a mortgage payment. You don't have to in this product.
Yep.
You still have to make your property taxes. You still have to pay your HOAs. You'd have to do that with cash anyways.
Right.
So now you get to own a house, which was your goal. And instead of all of your cash sitting in your house that you have no access to unless you do refinances and all that crazy stuff, your money sits in the bank and you don't have to make a mortgage payment. So it achieves the same thing. It's a really powerful tool. We use it a lot in your market because people are like, well, I just thought I was going to have my savings. Now, sometimes a lot of folks will come over with 100,000 in savings. And when we do this direction, they just went from 100,000 to 400,000, plus they got a house. It's a really fantastic win-win for many clients.
Yeah, exactly. And if anyone has more detailed questions about that reverse, we can connect them with a specialist who does those loans. But I agree with you. I think that a lot of people have a misunderstanding about what that looks like. And we've had so many clients that have used that, Paul. It's like, once they use it, they realize that it's in their family down the road, the house could still be transferred to kids. They can still sell it. They can, if you have all the same rights and options, you just don't have to pay a payment and you don't have to put all your money. So
that's right. It doesn't change the consequences of your equity.
Right.
Whatever effects you were going to have on your equity as a cash purchase, the same effects are going to apply to the cash equity you put in. So it's all relative. And what I've always advised my clients when they do this, it's not for everybody, but every time I've presented it, they tend to do it, but it is not for everybody. Always bring a family member. So a lot of times my clients will bring their daughter, or they'll bring a sibling, and then they sit down with our advisor. Our referral partner does nothing but reverse mortgages. They don't do regular mortgages. And they sit down and answer questions and understand that process. And it's not for all, but it definitely needs to be researched before an offer is made, because it's really beneficial to many of our retired citizens.
Yeah, I 100% agree. 100%.
Yeah. But one of the biggest things I'd say about our market is the car ride. We don't have to get on a plane to come see us. We
100%.
have some great price points in our market, and it's nice to still be close to home, but still have those protections that our market has to offer.
No, I totally agree. And then one thing that I had a client ask me the other day, and I didn't know the answer to this. I couldn't remember. What's the real estate tax rate there? Like
we don't have taxes here, so we are an assessed state.
Okay.
So so if your house triples in price, that doesn't change property taxes here. It makes no difference. So when you see the taxes advertised on the house you want to pursue, the taxes are what they are. They don't change after the purchase. Our taxes do get reassessed every few years. There's a really complicated calculation, but we just focus on what's advertised. But it's very nominal. There's laws on how much it can jump up and down. It's very nominal. New homes are always going to be the most expensive. Those do have a kind of a general rule about 1% of purchase price. But in the resale market, age is the biggest determination of property tax. So some of my retiring clients who are really trying to keep their monthly costs low, cash purchases, reverse mortgage purchases, we will purposely focus on certain age group of homes because that's the biggest indicator of our property taxes.
Interesting. Yeah, because we have Northern California has a 1.25%, at least in our Contra Costa Alameda County, which is where most of our clients are. And we have Prop 13. So that just means that anyone who buys the property now would pay higher, but they may have been in their home for 40 years, 30 years, and they have low. So knowing that you guys, your tax base could be also low is very appealing. That's awesome.
Yes. Yeah, purchase price has no effect on our taxes except in the new home world because that's the newest home. And again, age is the biggest determination of taxes here.
Very good. No, that's wonderful. Well, I know we will be talking again soon, and of course we'll put your information on.
Yeah, we'll share on our page here for some of my
Yeah.
quick info, but we'll simple, just Google Craig Team Realty. You'll find all kinds of stuff about us.
Well, and you are the owner of your company.
Yes.
You've been in the business for, you said 14 years?
13 years. 13 years. Yep.
Nice.
Started in the rock bottom of the market.
Long, yeah, exactly. Well, I so appreciate your help. I mean, I can't tell you how many people have questions about your area. So this is such a great resource, and we will share it with our clients and make sure that everybody reaches out with additional questions.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Lisa. Appreciate it.
Paul, you guys take care, stay well. Anyone has questions, of course, give Paul a call or give me a call. Look forward to seeing you guys. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.